Okay, remember that there are change among voice. In this video, I'm going to prove that I believe in informed consent and the opposition view does not. I believe in solving problems and the opposition view does not. I believe in doing what is fair and just and right and the opposition view does not. I believe in putting that above mere Luciferian rules, customs, and traditions that I'm against anyway. They don't. I also believe that at this time, woe to you when all men speak well of you, in the sense that they're saying, because that's how their ancestors spoke of the false prophets. I believe that that scripture is right. The opposition view does not. I believe the scripture in the Bible where it says that Jesus was talking against mere human rules, customs, and traditions, right? In Mark 7. I believe that that scripture is correct. The opposition view does not. So let's talk about it. I want there to be a massive chat room, preferably. I like the chat format. I like the chat format, but I also like the post format. So a chat room and also a kind of Facebook group where you can post, right? Because sometimes the chat forum goes too quickly here. Okay, so a chat room with private messaging and a forum where the idea is informed consent, where people shoot straight, right? They talk about what they actually want and why. And there's other people who see it their way, right? That way they can kind of group into the groups they're actually in without confusion. There's a lot of confusion. I've been saying for years, that things aren't sliced the way that they should be. There's many Republicans that would be on my side of the debate, many libertarians. Okay, I'm more of like an independent person. A lot of people might describe me as a left-wing person because I believe in individual rights. I believe in limited government. I have an open mind, where conservatives want to conserve things rather than have an open mind. So most people would probably describe me as on the left side of the spectrum without following mainstream, without being part of mainstream politics, without being a progressive in regards to what comes to mind, and without being a liberal in regards to what comes to mind. But in terms of a dictionary definition, perhaps people would describe me as a liberal. That's part of why we need that forum, so that these labels that are confusing things, like the Tower of Babel scenario sort of thing going on, that those things aren't such a big issue. People find that the groups that they should be in, and they give the proper label. A label emerges where we talk honestly, we shoot straight. Those who want to have a white supremacist society on a spectrum, okay, they say so, and they give their reasons, and we see people change their minds as we discuss these things, including white supremacists. Almost certainly they would change their minds. Okay, and that includes identity. Say, who are you? Right? I'd use the example of my father and I. My father, technically, when it comes to social status in terms of a secular country that denies that Christ is back, has a higher social status than I do in terms of, in that very narrow, short-sighted sense. In the sense of how we assign value to social status, my social status, even without the top martial artist argument and without the Jesus argument, is number one. Why? Because I'm a brain surgeon's son, and I've been making videos telling the truth for years where no one else has. I've been persecuted for telling the truth, and I understand people better than other people. I understand what is fair. I'm insisting on these discussions. My father isn't. My brothers aren't. Other brain surgeon sons, as far as anyone knows, aren't. And so here's the most respectable profession, so to speak, is a brain surgeon, so to speak. And I'm the son who's his namesake, who gets life more than everyone else. Therefore, when we apply actually respecting someone or revering someone, or perhaps the idea is more thinking someone is cool in a way that they have our respect more than somebody with a title, or somebody who's a humanitarian who just isn't as cool and understanding. I'm not trying to take away from anybody here. My dad's a great person and so on and so forth. But in order to do society justice, I have to say things that hurt my heart a little bit, even though they're true, because we have to make these distinctions. I believe in making very important and vital and pressing distinctions. Very time sensitive. Time is of the essence. Time sensitive distinctions. The opposition view apparently doesn't. They think that they should make decisions behind your back. I don't think that. I believe in transparency and accountability. I hold myself accountable. I have apologized in my videos in a way that was like bringing tears to my eyes for whatever minor mistakes that weren't my fault that I made in my videos. Minor mistakes. I was right to make my videos. I have nothing to be sorry about, but I believe in accountability to that degree. Okay, so even if you don't like the idea of people looking up to me because I'm a mulatto, which is silly if you think about it, you need to understand that this is supposed to be a society where righteousness is supposed to rule. Okay, the kind of refined arguments in the Constitution in their pure and morally precise form, and after that, popular vote is supposed to factor in. So why don't you want people to have informed consent? People from your groups, your races, your religions, what have you. And why don't you care about me as much as I've cared about you? Right? The golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I cared about you enough to tell you the truth, to level with you, to treat you fairly. Why don't you people care about me enough to do the same?